And just depending on where you are in corporate America and what type of benefits you have at your job, and then, you know, it's up to us to really go after what we need. A lot of other countries, healthcare is provided. Healthcare is a part of what the government provides, but in the United States, that's what we have to do. We have to go after our own health on our own. And what I like to do is motivate others and encourage others. I have a website, it's IRhemafitness.com, that I just started actually a couple of weeks ago. And on there I really talk about issues that we face, just wanting to just to provide a way to inspire people, and I share other people's stories, how they changed their diet, and different things like that, and how to motivate people to really focus on their health.
Ms. Favors, last 2 minutes that we have in this segment, why don't you give us some information in reference to body images? I mean, how does that fit into what Ms. IRhema has said in reference to some of the things?
Well, along with body image, trying to look the part, I think that African American women often struggle and feel kind of pressured going out into corporate America, trying to get the job or to move up to a different position in corporate America. It is often that we have to take a look at ourselves and wonder, will I be accepted? And so I feel like oftentimes we look at our body image. Is my chest too big? Is my bottom size too big? Does my hair look okay? And we are kind of pressured to say if we will be accepted into the job. Did I not get the job because my hair looks like this? Should I change my hair? Do I need to go and, you know, fire my hair? You know, so a lot of that actually ties in wanting to be successful in corporate America.
And you would suggest that's not the best way to try to, you have to present yourself as you are and be be happy with who you are. He said, I think that's essentially the same thing that, excuse me, the three of you are saying, in a real sense, that you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. And if you don't love yourself, then you're going to have all the problems that you're going to have, the problems with crime and murder and killing folks and getting killed, and you're going to have the same problems in terms of your health and et cetera. So what we have to do is to really not in a conceited kind of situation, but be as concerned with our own health as we are with health for everybody else. Is that what we're saying?
Yes,
absolutely.
And of course we'll get involved coming up. This upcoming segment, we've got about 10 minutes that will give you an opportunity to talk about other things. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. Thank you and welcome back to the final segment of the show for today. We're talking to Ms. Favors, Ms. IRhema, and Ms. Calhoun in reference to the situation of African American females at the 21st century. And I want you ladies to know how appreciative we are for the information that you've given us. But let's take this last segment, Ms. Favors, to have each of you to give us some information about a topic that you consider to be one of the most important topics dealing with African American females today, and et cetera, and then we'll be able to shut out this show during the last.
Okay, well, upon talking about body image, I feel like the most important thing in a very popular topic right now among African American women is hair. And along with body image, hair is a big thing. It's oftentimes the first thing that people look at and notice when they meet you. So along with being yourself, I think that it is important to just be yourself. If you feel like wearing that weave, wear it. If you feel like being natural, be natural. You know, and I think in my personal experience, I've had, I went to a job interview. I'm from a small town. And so, of course, there weren't many people who look like me in a place where I went to have my job interview. And so after I had the job interview, well, when I had it, I felt like I did perfect. I had my resume perfect, I had researched the job, and I answered all the questions. And I felt like when I did my follow-up, the reason why I didn't get the job is because of my hair. And that ended up in me having a personal, not meltdown, but downfall of me not being comfortable with what I look like. And so now I'm going back and looking at myself and my body image. I feel like, you know, if companies do claim that they want diversity and, you know, to increase their diverse customer base, why not be myself? Be as diverse as I can be. Don't try to fit in and be of some specific prototype. Be myself, because no one has to offer what I have to offer.
That's right.
And I think this is what we meant, that you have to love yourself, and
Right.
and the things that you feel that is best for you, then you have to do it, regardless of how other folks might think in reference to it. And I can certainly appreciate that. Ms. Rima, what do you have to say in reference to some of the information that you would like to leave with us this morning?
Well, Ms. Favors made a good point about hair, and I think something that is really important to us as Black women is, like you said, loving ourselves, and loving ourselves enough to know what the values are that makes us the women that we are. And one of the things that I have conversations with my friends about all the time is just the image, the prototype that has been built around the African American woman. Everybody talks about the whole twerking and the videos and just the way that we present ourselves and the people who get the most attention. In one voice we say, you know, be who you are, and then the other voice says you have to look a certain way. You have to have this type of waistline and all the other attributes that are just physical. And I just want to encourage African American women to look past the physical and to their heart, to their character, and you attract the kind of people who are really attracted to those type of things. Because as we move forward, you know, we have to dispel all of the things that promote the negativity, the reality TV, the different shows that are on that our young people watch. Doesn't promote the positivity in African American women. And as you said earlier, loving yourself comes into play. You know, the moral value, the character, the moral compass is just like going in so many different directions that we've kind of lost. Being the loving, the giving and caring mothers, and being the type of women that we want to be looked up to. You know, who are the grandmothers of today? I'm in my early 40s, and a lot of my friends are already grandmothers, and a lot of 40-year women are still in the club, don't cook. You know, the family values are, you know, just gone haywire. So I just really, you know, want to be that type of woman that brings that back, that brings the spirituality of the household back, that has morals and values and principles. Not that I'm a prude per se, but I just want to make sure that
there are certain standards in which people ought to live by,
right,
and how they ought to judge themselves as well as other folks, and et cetera. You think that?
Exactly. So if we want to be respected and admired and revered for the women that we are, that's what we should project to the world. You know, we've got enough Nene Leakes and, you know, those type of women and what they project in reality TV. Where are the women, the strong backbones, the Madeas, the real Madeas, and the women that, you know, move our families forward? That's the type of woman I want to be. And that's the type of poetry that I share with the people in my community.
There's nothing more important in terms of living than respect. And if you respect another person, people respect people who respect them. And I think that in a real sense, and I can certainly buy into everything that you're saying in reference to that. And I certainly encourage everything that you say. Ms. Calhoun, let's have some statements from you.
Dr. Haney, I really want to talk about the psychological aspect. In order for us to buy into this self-love, we have to first learn to love ourselves and to learn to put the good foods in our body. And I believe that it all hinges on sexual abuse in the African American community. Did you know that 60% of African American women are molested or sexually abused before the age of 18? That is extremely high. And that is what's causing a lot of the psychological issues that we as African American women face. And we don't say anything. It's what happens in this house stays in this house, or this is family business. We don't seek outside counsel. We don't go to therapists. We don't go to psychiatrists. We don't even tell the police because we don't trust in them. The system doesn't work for us as it should. And we don't have any programs that we can go to, like Mothers Over Murder or the Nashville Peacemakers, to be able to talk to them, because these programs aren't getting the funding that they need in order to be of some service to African American women. And no one can speak to African American women like we can, because we are African American women.
Nobody can speak for African American women but African American women.
That's right.
Very good. Now go on.
Right, and so, I mean, for me, I was sexually abused from the age of 11 up until I was 15 by someone really close to me and my family, and it really sought to destroy the very fabric of who God created me to be. And if I didn't seek the help, if my mother wasn't the mother that she is, that allowed me to be able to go and get counseling and to really work through that, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today, and the woman that really God's created me to be. But there are a lot of girls out there. I have cousins who have never told anyone, or who, when they told, no one believed them, or they were ostracized or labeled a liar. I mean, it's horrible, the things that we have to endure, but we're supposed to just grin and bear and keep on moving on. We can't just do that anymore. It's time for a change in our community.
And so you think that what we're trying to do today is important and instructive, you believe, for a large number of African American females, well, not only for African American females, but for all individuals to hear, because
It is, most definitely.
it's not your problem in a real sense. It's problems that other folks have in reference to you that creates the problem for you. And so I think the outpouring of what the three of you are doing now sort of justifies in a real sense what we're trying to accomplish. That is to recognize that we're coming up on what we call Women's History Month and all of those things that women are involved in. But what we need to do is to scope in dealing with some of the issues that has to do with African American females. We've got a couple of a minute and a half left before we finish, Ms. Faber. Have you got a last comment that you'd like to make?
My last comment would be, definitely, if you're an African American woman and you feel pressured to be someone that you're not, be yourself. Don't worry about whether or not you look the part, whether or not you may fit in. As long as you're yourself and you feel good being yourself, you're going to look good as yourself.
Very good. And Ms. Rima?
Well, the one thing that I want to walk away with is your health is first. And we're talking about spiritual health, mental health, physical health, financial health. We need to really delve into making sure that we're all healthy in all the aspects of health in our lives.
And if we just buy into the idea that we need to think in terms of ourselves sometimes, is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Finally, last half minute we have here.
If someone is touching you inappropriately, no matter who it is, tell someone, reach out. There are resources for you out in this community, and there are people that really believe in you and really have your best interest at heart. So speak up.
And let me thank the three of you for bringing that excellent information to us. And of course, we want to also thank Ms. Greenlee for helping to organize and bring all of us together here today. And let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.